Welcome to the world of Days Gone, an open-world zombie game developed by Sony Interactive's Bend Studios. So the first thing we'll show off is just driving through the landscape. Now the cool thing is that Days Gone is set in Oregon. The start is set in the Cascade region of the Pacific Northwest. And the cool thing is that's where Bend Studios is from as well, so they know this area really well, and they work in all the different types of landforms that you'll see as you ride across. So I know that right now we're kind of just riding across wasteland and stuff, but this game has really diverse locations, and the open world really shows off all the different types of places in this area. So we're riding along, and it's at night, so there should be zombies around here and there. They're called freakers. Those guys on the right you see there are freakers, and they tend to roam around at night, and they're very sensitive to sound. So you'll see a bar next to our motorbike that shows how much sound we're making. Now the open world is full of random events just like this. We see here there's a survivor in a car, and we just need to kill off these zombies. Now I'm using the knife here because ammo is quite limited in this game, so I want to save that for when I go to the mission. So there's actually a dodge move that could help me get out of that, but I was too lazy with this one. Yeah, if you dodge at the right time, you can get out of the way of that. Alright, so if those two freakers gone, we can save the hostage.
You're gonna be okay. You're gonna die out here.
And what you can do when you find one of these guys is you can send them to one of the camps of the game. And you'll see that I have a choice here, and it's really up to me. Each camp has its own currency, so the money that it's saying that I will earn from this, I'll only be able to spend it at that camp. And this way you can think about what parts of your character you want to develop. Do you want to be more friendly with the camp that will sell you motorcycle parts, or the camp that will sell you weapons, but also which camp you want to build better relationships with.
Don't stop, just keep out of sight.
Yep. So a little bit of suspension of disbelief, you can just walk over to the camp and it'll be safe. And we'll be off in our merry way. Just ignore this guy.
It's just another bounty job.
Alright.
Look, I don't care. I just want to know their names. Cope. One of them was a man named Randall. Been with the camp almost a year.
So now we're coming up on one of the missions of the game.
You want me to ask? No, I guess not.
And we're gonna get off a bike, and we're gonna have a little bit of a detective session right now.
What do we got?
You can click the right stick, and you'll enter survival vision. And here you see, you can investigate this person, and we find our goods for the mission. Now we get to a bike combat segment, which is pretty cool. We'll need to chase this guy down. Didn't exactly realize what I needed to do, but you'll need to get on your bike, and you're gonna follow this guy, and you can actually engage in combat while you're riding the bike. Really goes to show the kind of environment this game is set in. So early in the game your bike is a little bit slow, but you can get upgrades as you go along. Each camp you visit will have a mechanic who can fix up your bike, but they can also sell you new parts, so you can increase your max speed and actually get a turbo boost as well. Okay, so now we're just going to shoot out this guy's tires. You can see a little reticle that appears, and the closer you get, and the longer you hold it for, the more accurate you're going to be. And you'll see too in the bottom left, the ammo is very, very limited. You actually start with about a max of 30 bullets, and these go away really fast, especially if you think about how many zombies are in this game. If you're facing against 300 zombies and you've got 30 bullets, you know, you're not gonna have enough. So you really want to conserve that. You can see I've only got about 7 left right now. Yep, so we've almost got this guy. But we have run out, so gotta resort to plan B.
Can't get away! Screw you, Drifter! You working for Copeland? Yeah?
Okay, and just... there we go.
What did you do, you son of a bitch? Hey, no. Yeah, well, Cope kind of frowns on that. Not a fan of it myself, if you want to know the truth. Give Drifters a bad name. What if you'd shot Manny? You know, who'd fix my bike then? Stupid piece of shit. Screw you! You want to cope with Tony's?
Now at the end of every mission, you'll get this little update screen.
You little bitch!
And you can see it, how much progress you're making towards the main storyline in real time.
Cope, it's done. I got him. Mark down these coordinates and send your man out here. You hear me?
And they have this really neat menu which arranges them all, so you can see what are the missions available to you, and there is the main story and there are side missions as well, like the Bounty Hunter and the Nest Extermination missions, which give you a little bit more standing with the local community. One more thing you'll come across when you're roaming the open world are these ambush camps. Now, I know what you're thinking, it's an open world game, of course there's camps, right? But Days Gone does it a little bit differently, which will get really interesting. It mixes together this idea of the zombie apocalypse and your regular old ambush camp, and you'll need to be thinking about a lot of different things while you're undertaking it. So you can choose to approach these however you like. You can go for a melee approach or a close range, or you can pick them off from a distance like a coward, like I'm doing right now. Most enemies will be standing guard, but the human enemies will work by sight. So you can sneak up on them, do stealth kills like that one. But the zombies tend to operate on sound, so if they hear you, then you're in trouble.
Pull back!
You'll see next to the minimap again there's the sound meter, and for every gunshot you'll see a little bit more noise being made. You'll need to always be scavenging bodies as well, because that'll help you keep your resources up. Now, you can use binoculars to mark out where the enemies are, just like in any other open world game. You can see how many people are in the camp, and it'll also show you how aware they are of your presence. And you'll see in the bottom left, I only have about 8 bullets left, 9 bullets I think. So you really don't have a lot of bullets to work with in this game. You need to plan out how you're going to approach each camp, and have a contingency for when your shots run out, because that will definitely happen. Okay, so you can hear that in the distance now. All the sound so far has been alerting the freakers. You can see the motion tracker on the minimap as well shows that there's some people probably around. Okay, so the camp's almost done. There's only 4 people left. But I've been making a bit too much noise, and that's probably gonna come back to bite me. Okay, they're gonna get real close now. And the thing is, these freakers, they operate in hordes and swarms. You'll very rarely have to fight 1 or 2 at once, because you can handle that. But when there's 6 or 7 of them, it's hard to get them off you. And the best opportunity is just to run away as fast as you can. Unfortunately, I ran into a dead end, so we'll have to come to this one later. So in this segment, I'm going to try and find myself some shelter. You can see over on the right, there's actually a really big zombie horde that I'm trying to avoid. So everything I need to do needs to be very quiet. This is one of the Nero bases. They are a military medical researcher that tried to set up refugee camps in the world of the story, but they weren't that successful. So they have all these abandoned bases around. And if you can just bring back the power and hack open the doors, then you can find some shelter for the night. Now the thing you need to be careful of is that each of these bases has sirens and alarms that will make a lot of noise when you put the power on. And you can see why it's like that. This first used to be a sanctuary, and it used to alert survivors that there was somewhere to stay here. But now, all this is going to do is bring that horde right onto me. So we're just going to go right ahead and destroy these speakers. Just look, so many zombies. And they all have their own individual behaviors as well. So they operate as a swarm, but they migrate around the map. And you'll see them appear pretty much randomly in the open world. They definitely feel like well, not an intelligent creature, but like an animal, right? It has behaviors and patterns. And I've accidentally made a bit of noise, potentially. So they're all off to follow that. Did I let them? I think they know I'm here. They're not too rabid right now, so I can't predict what they're gonna do, but I'll need to be extra careful. You can see this is the crafting menu, and you can craft a lot of things just in slow-mo. It's very on the fly. Okay, so this horde's getting a little bit too close for comfort. I have to think about how I can get into this building. Oh, I've made a little bit of noise by landing. Don't know if they'll notice that.
That's gonna bring them all down on me.
So that wraps up my impressions of Days Gone. I still think that the zombie mechanics that Ben's studio has created for this game are really cool. The zombies feel different and animalistic and really dangerous, so you need to be thinking and planning around their existence in this world. It's very different from most zombie action games where the zombies are just your enemy, and you want to be killing as many of them as you can. Here, you're more sneaking around them and trying to complete your missions without alerting too many of them that will ruin your plans. I also really like the diversity of the landscapes. I know I haven't been able to show off too many different things, it's just been wastelands for this video preview, but this game has so many different locations, very beautiful vistas, and the developers know their stuff. They show all these different landmarks and highlight the beauty and the uniqueness of Oregon, which is, I can honestly say, not a place I think a lot about. If all of this sounds interesting to you, you definitely owe it to yourself to pick it up. This game has a really unique setting and story, which is not something that I thought I would have to say about an open world zombie game. But here we are. Ben Studios has made something really impressive. The story has taken me by surprise many times, and it's genuinely optimistic and heartwarming, which, if you've played The Last of Us, you'll know that this is gonna be different. If you're curious at all, I highly recommend you give it a try.